You're listening to The Pursuit with James Griffin, a podcast by Crosspoint City Church that exists to relentlessly pursue those far from God to help them know and follow Jesus. Thanks for tuning in. Now let's listen to today's episode.
Welcome back. I'm Carlos Fernandez. I'm here with Jacob Whitehead and our lead pastor, James Griffin. What's going on, y'all?
Good to see you.
What it do?
What it do? Hooty hoo. All right. So both of y'all preached like a lot this weekend. James, you were talking a little earlier that you preached 6 times this past weekend.
Yeah, just not here.
Yeah.
I was all the way across the country on the left coast, great state of California. So I got a chance to preach at a church that's made a huge impact on my life over the last many years, North Coast Church down in San Diego. Mentor of mine, Pastor Larry Osborne. He was there for, I think, 30 plus years.
Yeah.
And now the lead guy is Pastor Chris Brown. But yeah, they invited me out to do their men's conference and then to preach their weekend gatherings. So 4 sermons, preached 6 times. I told Chris Brown, I was like, bro, I've preached 6 times in a weekend for like Easter, Christmas, stuff like that, but never 4 different sermons.
Yeah.
But bro, it was a blast, and the people out there just incredible. So it was an honor. I'll just say that, an absolute honor.
Well, praise God. And then Jay, you preached at church.
Heard he killed it.
Yeah, you did a great job, man.
It's good, man. It's always an honor, bro.
I just got to say, I woke up to text messages on Sunday morning. You know, it's time change, time difference. So I'm getting ready to preach, and I got text messages on my phone. Jacob killed it. Incredible, man. I'm so glad this dude is the guy discipling our kids. Yeah. So anyway, be encouraged, man.
Yeah, you did good. So how'd you feel after 4 messages, 1 on Thursday, 3 on Sunday?
Yeah, well, I went home, and before I went home, I worked out.
Yeah.
And then after I worked out, I went and got groceries.
Yeah.
And then I went home, and my wife was like, hey, you haven't seen Jed today. Hang out with your son for an hour. And I was like, babe, I love you. I'm going to bed. Woke up in the middle of the night. It was like ethereal, man. So I can only imagine 6. Yeah. So you definitely weren't off. You were out there killing it, bro. With 6.
It was great. It was great, man.
It's so good.
Yeah, it's exhausting, but it's a lot of fun.
It's an honor, bro.
But we're in this series, right? Deadly Sins, and you talked about envy, and specifically, you said that envy has a way of it's not just jealousy, but it's something that has gone bitter. And I think I just want to start there. What makes envy such a dangerous sin? Like, I know you've done study, James. I want to hear what you got to say about this too, but why'd you say it like that?
Yeah. Well, I mean, James, when he's writing to, the Jerusalem Christians across the Roman Empire in the book of James, I mean, he starts off with, if bitter jealousy. And I even talked about this in the sermon, but I love how ESV translated as jealousy, because other translations use envy, but envy and jealousy aren't exactly the same thing. Because really what envy is jealousy that's grown. Yeah. And I think that's why it's so dangerous, because envy is a kind of sin that grows over time. It doesn't just start out in its worst form. It grows and turns you into a sour person. It sours inside of you. The reference verse there is Proverbs 14:30, that envy makes the bones rot. Like, this is a sin that can corrupt you from the inside, and in its worst form, make you resent other people and just make you a miserable person. Yeah. And so it's deadly because, dude, it just makes you miserable, disgruntled, frustrated, rots you from the inside out, and then you'll begin to resent others and even God himself.
Yeah. Well, the craziest part is it all centers on temporary stuff. Everything that you just described, I feel that way because there are temporary things I don't have, but I want, and I resent you for having them, and I resent God for giving them to you and not to me.
Yep.
It's wild, bro, that you can get into that place where the insides of you are rotting away, and I resent you to the point that I want to harm you and destroy you in ways all over temporary things. It's idolatry at its core, right? It's wild, dude.
Yeah. I was thinking that it makes it turns your friends into competition. The people that you're supposed to run closest with, envy, the reason it's so dangerous is because it makes the people you love enemies. I was thinking about, when you were speaking, I was thinking about a buddy of mine. Man, we talk about everything. We talk about finances, we talk about our dreams, all these things. And he always says, man, I can't talk about this with my family because they'll grow envious of everything that I have because, you know, he's younger, he's a little bit more successful and all this stuff. And I was just like, yeah, it's because envy turns everyone into competition. And then it also makes you resent God too. Like everything that you have, you can't even see it for what it's worth. Right. So question, this is not on our sheet, but have you ever been like envious and like caught yourself like doing that?
Nah, bro.
Never?
No.
Well, great, because that's
question.
the next question.
Gosh, and I was talking. So I had a buddy come on Thursday. My next door neighbor. We've been best friends since middle school.
Okay.
And he was sitting there and he was like, dude, I'd never thought about it that way. He said, when you got your property tax thing back, because we live literally like adjacent to each other, but I live in Rockmart. He lives in Temple. And so somehow mine lined up a little bit better.
Yeah.
And I got a discount. He had to pay some money. He said, bro, the first thing I thought of when you were preaching was like, why did this man get the discount? I said, you know what's funny, dude? I was talking about wanting to build a shed and you went and built it first. I'm over here like, why'd you get to build the shed first?
Yeah.
It's just crazy how subtle it happens. Like you want something, you tell someone about something, it happens in that way. And you're just like, why not me? You know, why not me? And I think it's so subtle. Like it's happened to me many times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and again, it happens to the best of us and it can happen to any of us. I even think about what happens in our world, you know, when you end up in rooms and everybody wants to ask those questions about church life. It's like, well, how many you running and how many campuses and all, you know, how many baptisms and all the things. And it's super weird that guys who do what we do can be envious of what God is doing somewhere else. Not in a helpful way.
Yeah.
But it's like, dang, I wish we had that, or I wish we were experiencing that, or whatever it may be. And so again, I think this is one of those things that we all have to be self-aware to recognize in us, because you say it is very subtle. And if you think about back to week 1, pride being the sin under every other sin, that pride is ultimately under envy. I think I should have that. I think I deserve that. Why did they get it and not me, right? And again, it's self-fixation. And you've got to be able to spot that when it rears its ugly head, because if you don't put that thing to death real quickly, bro, it can cause you to do some terrible things.
Yeah.
So why do you think people don't want to admit they're envious, you know? Like, because we all compare, we're all insecure in some areas. Yeah. Why do you think that we just say, nah, I'm not going to say I'm envious, like I'm an envious person? Why do you think so?
I think you just hit on the head. I think it's when he's letting us understand envy, James not only says bitter jealousy, but selfish ambition. I think when you're not only comparing, but you're competing with people, it's really hard to look. You're never looking inward at what's going on in your heart. You're constantly looking outward. You're constantly measuring. You're criticizing. And to your point, dude, we do this as leaders all the time. We almost validate a cynical, critical thing as like we're just stewarding excellence. It's like, no, bro, you're just cynical. Like and then that's the hard part. As you become selfish, you're not even seeing it. You're driving this ambition. James literally said it's rivalry. Like I'm trying to get a leg above you, or I'm trying to get this seat at the table and secure this position. And dude, it makes people where they just don't like you, bro. Yeah. And so usually you won't see it. Other people have to tell you, and you have to in turn decide, are they right? Or am I just going to kind of become a victim and say, exactly, they're my competition. Of course they're going to say that about me.
Yep.
And it'll just blind you to what's going on inside you.
Yeah. Well, even listen to what you said about selfish ambition. If to admit that I'm envious requires deep humility on my part, where I've got to take a step back and go, yes, I am broken in that way. There is something in me that has made me believe that I deserve something that I don't have. And now I am judging both God and the person who has the thing that I want. That takes a lot of humility to step back and go, that's in me. But it also forces me to stop going after that thing. Yeah. So now it's like I have to admit it, and I have to stop with the selfish ambition thing that's going on in my heart. Well, I'm going to put in all this time and effort and energy and work so that I can get what I'm really after, because it's all about me. So dude, it alters everything. Yeah. When you admit that this is a problem for you, it's the acknowledgement and the admission ultimately forces you to live differently in many ways. Yeah. And so it's painful to get there, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to admit it because you got to be vulnerable, right? So I went to dinner with somebody before church. And they asked me like, "Oh, James not here. Who's preaching?" And I was like, "Oh, Jacob's preaching." And they're like, "Oh, you're not preaching?" I was like, "No, I'm not." He's like, "Did you want to?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I actually did."
Always.
And I was like, "I always do."
Yeah.
But I think early on, what I've tried to do, and just in my life, envy doesn't allow me to celebrate other people because I love you. I get to celebrate. Yeah, I want to. But if I get all the spots, then my friend wouldn't get any of them, you know? And so just thinking through, like, it's hard to admit that. But even in the moment, I was going to say, I don't want to. But then I'd be lying. Like, you know? And so it gets to the point, like, I think a lot of people, they don't want to admit that they're envious because it shows that they don't have something that they really want. And I think it kind of starts there. And so have you ever had a time in your life where you either found out your own, I was like, man, I'm really envious after that person or after that thing, or did somebody ever like call it out in you? I know in sports, I remember, dude, I wanted playing time. I wanted the ball. Like I wanted to shoot, and people could tell that I was just mad at of whoever was on the team and who was getting more playing time than me. And I was thinking about when I coached basketball. You use the analogy or the illustration of parents at a game, dude. I saw so many parents when another kid got more time than their kid, bro,
lose their minds.
I stayed after one game, first game of the season. We won by 20, y'all. And this parent yelled at me for like an hour and a half. I almost quit right then and there. But it's just envy.
You're a better man than me, bro. I'd have walked right up out of there.
Bro, it was the weirdest. Like, I sat there, I told my assistant coach, I was like, if I wasn't Christian, I don't know what I would have done. But it's just crazy. You know? Yeah. But for y'all, like, have you had a moment in life where that was just a thing, or you noticed it yourself?
Yeah. I mean, high school sports was definitely a big one for me. I mean, basketball early on in high school was like, it was an idol. It was everything to me. I always said basketball was my girlfriend. Like I didn't have a girlfriend in high school. This was who I spent all my time with. This object in this game.
Man, hoops cheated on you, bro.
No, it left me. It didn't cheat on me. It just left me. It sat down with the hard truth and said, "You're just not as good as you think you are."
Yeah.
But there were times where, again, out of that spirit of rivalry, that selfish ambition, you're measuring and competing and comparing, and then you're saying, "Why does he keep getting playing time, bro? He's a kid."
Yeah.
Like if a coach tells me to play, I'm going to go in the game and play. Why am I so mad at him for going in the game and doing what any kid would love to do, which is play the game?
Yeah.
But I'm becoming resentful towards him. I'm spreading gossip and lies about him. I'm trying to win people over to my side about him because he has what I want.
Yep.
And that's what envy does. It will drive you to chase the thing you feel like you're lacking, even at the cost of other people.
For sure.
It'll just push you and push you and push you to where, to that point, again, you don't even see it because you're so focused on that drive, getting that thing, but you're becoming sour to people around you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bro, I remember when we were going through all the health issues with Arden several years ago and the heart surgery and all those kind of things. This is something that Amber and I really had to work through together. Because I remember in that season, we found out that our daughter's going to have this heart defect. If God doesn't heal her, it's open heart surgery, it's all the thing. And we prayed for God to heal. Had the elders anoint my wife and pray for God to heal. And he didn't heal in the way that we were asking. But here's what's crazy. We saw him heal other people in that same season. Here in our church, bro. We had elders anoint and pray for people that were supernaturally and miraculously healed by God. And I just remember conversations with Amber, and we're sitting there going, well, why won't he do that for us? And why won't he do that for our daughter? And you used the word celebration earlier. This is the danger, bro. It's like when you get to a spot like that, you can't even celebrate the good work that God has done in somebody else's life because you're so envious of what they've experienced and you want that for you. And so I just remember we had to battle through a lot of those emotions, and we just had to come to the point where we're like, look, man, God is sovereign. He's a good father. He loves us. He knows things that we don't know. And in either scenario, he can use what we're going through for his glory and for the good of people. And so, you know, we just had to accept the fact, like, God, if you want to glorify yourself by healing her, do that.
Yeah.
If you want to glorify yourself by putting us through the fire and having us walk through it faithfully, then we'll do that. But it was hard at times.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. It's hard at times to sit back and go, hey, God, you just did that for them. Can we get a little bit of that over here? You know?
Yeah.
And then to not experience it. But on the backside of that, man, we experienced the goodness of God in ways that we wouldn't have otherwise.
Yeah.
And so I think that's the point that I would make to people who are struggling right now. Don't lose sight of what God has for you, even if he's withholding something from you that you really want. By withholding what you really want, God's got something else for you that's going to be better than that thing. And so instead of growing envious, just play the long game, man.
Yeah.
And trust the Lord. He's got you.
It's good.
Yeah. So question again, this is not on our sheet, but how'd you get there? Like what you said, like what was the process? Cause you were verbally saying like, yo, God, like what's up? You know?
There's a lot of honest conversation.
Yeah.
I mean, and when I say work through a lot of emotions, I mean, you're talking sadness, anger, all the things. So, I mean, it was a lot of honest conversations with my wife, a lot of honest conversations with our friends, just really getting it out, you know, not keeping all that inside, but telling somebody this is what we're feeling and this is what we're struggling with. It was a lot of prayer. I've shared the story with our church before about the prayer retreat that I was on in October of that year. Arden was born in August. Her open heart surgery was in December. Right in the middle in October, I'm on a prayer retreat with my friend Peter Grant. And I was praying that day, God, heal our daughter, heal our daughter. And I just sensed the Lord whispering back to me as I was praying that day, why do you want me to heal her? Is it because that's what's going to be easiest for you? Or is it because that's what will bring most glory to me? And I just remember that day finally coming to the point where I'm like, okay, God, whatever you want to do, we're in. And I wrote my prayer journal, God, whatever will bring you the most glory. If you want to heal her, we're going to praise you. If you don't, we'll walk through this faithfully, but you're going to have to give us what we need to do it. And he did. Yeah. And he did. And so I think too, for the person that's struggling, I would encourage them to do that. You need to be really honest, confess what's going on in your heart, and then you need to do serious business with God, man. Yeah. And just let him handle you and let him work on you in ways.
Yeah, no, that's good, man. All right, like changing gears, we're going to talk a little bit about just like our culture. Do you think our definition of success here in America actually fuels envy? Like the way we live, the way we think about success? How does that, what do you think?
Yeah, if success is stuff, then yeah, because someone will always have more stuff. There's always going to be someone bigger, better, faster, stronger, more beautiful, more attractive. Their spouse seems better. Their kids seem better. Their job seems better. Their calling seems better. Their money seems better. You know, it's just like, as long as you know, you talked about this in Ecclesiastes, the lie of more.
Yeah.
That's what success in America, that's ultimately the driver behind how do we live out this American dream. It's motivated in some sense by fear, which fear is a powerful motivator. I mean, we know perfect love casts out fear, but fear is a powerful motivator, and it's fueled by this lie of more.
Yeah.
And when you're constantly comparing and constantly competing, envy is going to love to grow there. I mean, it's literally just, we are set up ripe for this thing to grow rapidly and strong. So,
yeah. No, I agree. And the truth about our culture is in a forward-facing manner, in a public manner, everyone is always putting their best foot forward. So I've said it before, social media, it's a billboard, not a diary. So anytime I go onto your social media page, it's going to be the best parts of who you are, man. It's going to be all the pictures, you know, you took 30 of them to get the right one, and then you put the filter on so you look great. It's going to be the promotion. It's going to be the new stuff you just bought. It's going to be the family picture at the beach, you know, again, where everybody looks happy, and 74 pictures before that, nobody was happy. It's all a facade.
Yeah.
I'm going to put my best foot forward and show you the best parts of who I am. And it's so easy to see that on the surface level.
Oh, yeah.
Without any context, without knowing what was going on behind the scenes in their lives at the time, whatever it is. And they go, man, I wish I had that. I wish I wanted that. And you don't even realize that, like, yeah, they got all the stuff, but they're sacrificing their most important relationships to get it.
Yeah.
Their marriage is crap. Their kids feel like they don't even have a dad. But he's got the stuff, you know? Yeah, bro, she's super attractive, But the problem is, man, she's like, it's because it's all about vanity. You know, she's treating her body in ways that aren't good. Not like the temple that it is, but she's using it in a way that ultimately is all about self-glory and not God's glory. And so there's always certain things that we can't see and we don't know about. And to your point, it results in this competitive spirit. And yeah, dude, this is why we need to be more reflective and less reactive.
Yeah,
it's good.
Yeah. I mean, just bringing up social media, like it's a lie. You know, you're envious to something that's actually not real because, again, they put their highlight reel on social media. And for us, I think America, that's what we want to do it all for the post. We just want to look as good as we can. I mean, I'm thinking about that's why we take 17,000 pictures of the same pose to we need to post that one, right?
Yeah.
You know, and so it fuels this envy because it's all a lie. Like even if we got there, we wouldn't have got there because it's not even true for them, you know? But there's a clip that I want us to look at, right? So culture makes it so easy to envy the people who already have what we're chasing. So I wanted us to check out this clip and actually talk a little bit about it.
Why do I have 3 Super Bowl rings and still think there's something greater out there for me? I mean, maybe a lot of people would say, hey man, this is what it is. I reached my goal, my dream, my life is me. I think, God, it's got to be more than this. I mean, this can't be what it's all cracked up to be. I mean, I've done it. I'm 27, and what else is there for me?
What's the answer?
I wish I knew.
Yeah. So when you hear that, bro, somebody that the world envies so much, like they want everything this guy got, and he admits that it's not enough. It doesn't satisfy. Like, what do you do with that?
You listen. I mean, I'm sitting here going, okay, he was 27. What did he say? It's 6 Super Bowl rings at the time.
Yeah.
Supermodel wife, making bank. He's the GOAT, bro. Greatest quarterback who's ever played the game. And this guy's going, there's got to be more than this. And here's what's crazy. It's like we hear a guy like that say it, and I think the first response from many people is skepticism. Instead of just going, okay, maybe I should hear what he's saying.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, what's wrong with that guy? No, if I had all those things, man, it would be different for me. And no, it would not, because temporary things cannot satisfy you. And you could chase after all the stuff that this world has to offer you and take hold of it all. And you will still be just as empty as you were before. And I'll say, and maybe even more empty, because the lie of more is if I can just reach that level. And have a little bit more cash in the bank and have the relationship and have the trophies and all the things, then I will be more satisfied. Think about how disappointing it is to reach a level like that and to go, dang, none of that has done for me what I thought it would do for me. There's no more money to be made. I mean, I can win a few more championships, but what is that really going to do? I got all the money I need, and I am still empty, and I have no idea what the solution is. That has to be insanely depressing. Right?
Yeah.
More depressing than the person who thinks, if I can just get a little more, I'll be all right.
Yeah.
Dude has it all. He's like, I ain't all right. So I think we need to listen to people like that and learn from them. And ultimately, we need to arrive at this conclusion that the God who created me is the only one who can satisfy me. And so instead of chasing stuff, I just need to chase him.
Yeah. But it makes you think, like, envy blinds you and makes you deaf to those things. Like, he's saying that, but we're over here like, that won't be me. If I had what he had, bro, I'll be straight. Like, I have everything I want. But envy doesn't let you see, like, bro, he has everything, and he's saying it's not going to satisfy. You know, like, think about it. Even if you get all the stuff you want, you won't be full. You won't be fulfilled. You won't be satisfied. So it's crazy. It's wild that we don't listen to it. So
yeah, I mean, just hearing that, I mean, it just breaks my heart. You know, you're just thinking through, like, I mean, going back to what Proverbs said, wisest man who ever lived, who talked about the lie of more. This thing rots you from the inside. And no matter what level you get to, whatever that magic bar in your mind is, that'll finally be the place of your contentment. you're just going to feel rotten on the inside, empty, hollow. I think about the C.S. Lewis quote who says, hey, our desires aren't too strong. They're too weak.
They're too weak. That's right.
They're too weak. You would settle for mud pies on the earth when you've been offered a paradise.
That's right, man.
With Jesus.
Yeah. Infinite joy is offered to you.
Infinite joy.
And you're like the kid in the slums playing in the mud, man. And that's it. That's a strong picture. And I think the most depressing part of that whole thing too is to know that a guy like Brady, if he doesn't figure out the Jesus thing before his life is done, everything he's accomplished, it all stays here.
Yeah.
It's what we talked about in Ecclesiastes.
Yeah.
You die, it all stays here, and within a few generations, no one even remembers your name.
Yeah.
His name will be in the record books, but you think about it like 50 years from now, 60 years from now, he's just another name in the record books. There's going to be people alive who's like, man, I think I heard about that guy once, you know?
Yeah.
And so that is the most heartbreaking part about it.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, if you really want to be satisfied, this is about investing in eternal things. And if you want to invest in eternal things, you can't be envious of temporary things.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. So what do we do, and what can we say to the person that feels like God is blessing everybody else and not them? So they're getting the promotion, they're getting the car, the house, all the things, and they just feel like they're stuck. They don't get ever get anything. What do we say to that person who's seeing that? What do you got, Jay?
Dude, I mean, what we're talking about, I mean, even Brady, like, I wish I was that reporter there, just talking to him for a second of like, dude, you're asking the existential question right here. Like, I just want to tell you about Jesus because he's the only one that can solve this longing. You're at the point of humility where like, I don't have the answer and I got it.
Yep.
For me, dude, it always goes back to the cross of Jesus Christ. Like, we're trying to solve a contentment problem, a worth problem, and it's not found in self-help books. It's not going to be found in more affirmation. You get a bigger seat at a bigger table, you'll still feel insecure. What you need is the voice of Jesus over your life that says, hey, you're my beloved son now because I died for you. I perform what you could never perform for yourself. I earned what you could never earn for yourself, which means you don't have to compare or compete anymore. You just believe that what happened on the cross counted for you, and I give you my righteousness. I make you holy. I make you pure. I make you my child. And dude, that is the greatest title you could ever have over your life.
Yeah.
I heard a speaker say, it was at a conference, Think Conference, and he said, we suffer from OCD, obsessive comparison disorder. And he said, whatever the number was, 7.7 billion people on the planet. I can't remember what the number was at the time. He says, if 7.7 billion people told you you are the best thing ever, it still wouldn't satisfy you. You know why? Because ultimately that longing for approval, C.S. Lewis calls this the weight of glory.
Yeah.
That longing as like a father declaring over their son, I'm proud of you, that can only be filled by God.
Yep.
You were made to hear those words. But the problem is sin has separated us from hearing those words.
Yep.
And so we need someone to step in on our behalf to redeem us from this penalty and power of sin so we can receive once again, hey, you were made for me, by me, to enjoy me, to experience me. You weren't made to play in the mud pies, bro.
That's right.
You're made for me.
That's right. Yeah.
And when you believe that contentment piece and you're believing that what Jesus did on the cross counted for you, and you take that as a child, that I'm his child, a lot of envy begins to die, man.
For sure, man. 100%. Well, I mean, to piggyback on what you said, I would say to the person who feels like that, be faithful.
Yeah.
Just be faithful. I think one of the dangers where we live is that we've created way too much overlap between Christianity and the American dream. And because we've created this overlap, a lot of people where we live try to use God to fulfill their American dream. Hey, maybe if I obey God and I do all the right churchy things, God's going to hook me up and give me what I want. And so ultimately, he is not God in your life. You're just trying to use him to get more of your idol. That's very dangerous.
Yeah.
It's what the older son does in the parable of the two sons. The prodigal goes off and he wastes all his dad's stuff and blows his whole life up. And then the older son stays back and he's like, well, I'll obey dad. Not because I want dad, but because I want his stuff. And anytime your relationship with God is based on what you can get out of him, you will be envious. You're going to be mad at him because he hasn't given you what you want. Yeah. And you're going to resent other people because they have what you want. That is incredibly dangerous.
Yeah.
Obedience to God is not about receiving blessings from God. Obedience is the blessing.
Yeah.
So
Joy is found in obedience. That when I know my Father loves me and accepts me, and it's not because of me, but because of what Christ has done for me, now it is my joy to obey the Father. out of love for him. And in response to his love for me, I obey him not to get something from him. I just want him.
So
I want to honor him. I want to please him. And when you live your life that way, there's no time for you to sit back and go, well, why isn't God blessing me like he's blessing them?
Yeah.
No, you just go, man, he gave his son for me, and anything beyond that is just icing on the cake.
Yeah.
So, God, I'm going to obey you because I love you. Thank you for being my good father. That's it.
That's
Yeah.
good.
So this is the thing I feel like a lot of young adults struggle with. Like they always come up to me like, hey, Jimmy's getting married. This person's over here dating so-and-so. And they're like, why not me?
Yeah.
And I just remember telling them, like, because when I was single, I was struggling with that. Like everybody around me was getting married. I was kind of like the last one. And I was like, the question that God kept bringing to my mind was, what are your eyes fixed on? Is it me? Or is it everybody else and what they're doing?
Yep.
And I just ask a young adult, I'm just like, man, what are you focusing on?
Yeah.
Is it him? Because he's going to seek first the kingdom of God. He's going to give you everything else, right?
That's good.
And it might not be today. Like it might not be on this earth, but one day, I mean, you're going to have everything you've ever wanted. Like more than you can, I mean, you even said it, more than you could ever dream or imagine you're going to have. And so I would tell that person, man, fix your eyes on Jesus and don't worry about what everybody else got. You know, like, and you'll just be more content that way. Like you will live your life in a way, man, that you'll celebrate somebody's promotion instead of just like, man, I think I should have got that. Right. But that only happens when your eyes are fixed on Jesus. And I think a lot of people struggle with that. So, I mean, I even need the reminder, like, just don't worry about what other people are doing. Don't worry about what other people get. Fix your eyes on Jesus. And to be honest, it makes me even scroll on Instagram better, right?
For sure.
Like everything I do is because my eyes are fixed on Jesus. But I need that reminder. You know, that's why I love it. The fact that every single time we come to church, bro, we're going to hear the gospel preached. You know, like it's just a reminder. Even me, like as a pastor, I need the reminder. We all need that reminder, man. What you want is Jesus, and you need to preach the gospel to yourself. You need to hear it every week, every day.
Yeah.
So
no, that's good, bro. Hey, let me say one thing on that young adults thing, you know. So-and-so's getting married, why not me? One thing that I always tell single people, stop trying to find the right person and focus on becoming the right person. And it gets at the heart of what you were saying. If you will just pursue intimacy with God, and not waste your years of singleness, you know, being that person on the prowl trying to find Mr. Right or Mrs. Right, whatever it may be. But if you're like, I'm just going to pursue the Lord and walk in intimacy with him and allow the Spirit of God to change me and make me more like Jesus, then you will be ready for that person God brings along, right? Like the problem is for some of you, and I'm saying you to some of you young adults who are wrestling, bro, you ain't even ready for the person God has for you right now.
Nope.
You ain't even ready, man. Like if you were God, would you trust his son or his daughter to you right now?
Nope.
That's what I'm saying. And so instead of like trying to find that person, focus on becoming the right person, and then just trust that God is your good father. He's got you. Look, he's going to take care of you at some point if marriage is in your future. And for some of you, he's just got to get you ready for that.
Yeah.
It's good.
But envy will keep you away from getting ready for that. Like it's crazy how this game is played.
And it'll cause you to settle for idiots.
Yeah.
And that's just the truth.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, man.
No, I
like
agree.
when I just want to be in the relationship.
Yeah.
Then you date the idiot dude who you have no business dating. You date the crazy chick that you have no business dating.
Yeah.
And that is just the truth. And you settle because you want the thing.
Yeah.
Stop that.
Yeah.
Well, and it's destroyed your contentment. So you don't know your worth. You don't understand how the Lord sees you.
Yeah.
And you get hasty and you make really, really bad decisions, almost in even a way of like punishing self.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I guess this is what I get.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's the taking matters in your own hands instead of being faithful to wait on God.
Yeah.
Like, he's a good God. He has good plans
Amen.
for your life.
That's right.
Yeah. So here's a question, and I want to kind of like hit it quick. Is there a good way to still want good things, right? Like it's okay to want marriage. We're not telling you not to do that.
Yeah.
It's okay to want the promotion. And so how is what's the healthy way of actually going about that, you know? Because not having a selfish ambition, but a godly ambition. Like, and I know you kind of hit that in the sermon. So like, how do we do that? Like, how'd you do that? And how do we do that? How could we do that?
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, I mean, I think to answer the first question, maybe before we talk about even ambition, I think a way you redeem a desire is you practice its opposite. So like if you're envious and that's making you compete, you need to practice celebration. I love what you told your friend. Like, dude, I love it when my boy preaches. Like, that's how I feel. Like, I love it when my boy preaches. I think the more that you see and can get to a place where you can say, hey, the Lord is being faithful to somebody. The Lord is being gracious to somebody. He's also been really kind to me too. I talked about this when James says that we should be a people full of mercy and good fruits. You should be a people that's good to others because you know God has been good to you.
Yeah.
When you can be a person that celebrates others, that's a good sign, dude. You are free from this envy.
Yeah.
Because you're not comparing, you're not competing, you're not turning this all about yourself, what you don't have, what you do have, how they got that, but it should have been different for you because life should have worked out this way for you. You're just like, praise God.
Yeah.
That prayer got answered.
Yeah.
Like I rejoice the fact that God answered that prayer. I was praying with them when that.
Yeah.
I praise God that they got that spouse and like they're a great fit for each other. Like I want to rejoice from that. And I'm waiting faithfully. I think there's always a redemptive side. We're going to have these desires that can get distorted if we're not careful. Envy wants to create disorder in our lives, James says. But I think a great way we practice that out practically is saying, hey, am I living a life of celebration, seeing and calling out what God's doing good in other people? And that will begin to kill and even redeem this broken desire in a way that's godly.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, I think that's a discipline. Like celebrating other people is a choice you make regardless if you feel like it or not. Because if it's good, what you're doing is bringing God glory and not anybody else. And so for me, even in like, again, the closer, like whatever we would call successful in the Christian church, I feel like as you continue to get more opportunities, all this stuff, like you are comparing yourself to so many things. And I feel like even in regular life, when people get promotions and all the things, but for me not to get envious, I have to choose before it even happens that I'm going to choose to celebrate.
Yeah.
Regardless of what it is.
Yeah.
And I think for me in my life, the way what happened for me is that it's made me be able to, even if I said it and I don't even feel like it in the moment, but the fact that I know that's the choice I need to make because I want to bring glory to God and not myself, that it's a discipline that I want to celebrate because I love these people. I love my friend who's making way more money than me, right? or got the house that I wanted, or the promotion, or the opportunity. Because I love him, because I love God, and because I love them, I'm going to celebrate them out of discipline because I know that's what I should do.
Yeah.
It's not always what we want to do, and that's okay. Right. Don't follow your feelings. We say that all the time. Your feelings are going to lie to you all the time. So choose to do it.
That's what I'm sitting here thinking, bro. It's like, as believers in Jesus, we are those people striving with the help of the Holy Spirit to always put our feelings back in check.
Yeah.
Because feelings and emotions are subjective. They can lie to you.
Oh, yeah.
Right. I mean, as broken people, our feelings are lying to us all the time. And you can either dominate your feelings or be dominated by them.
Yeah.
Again, the only way to dominate them is to get them in check with the help of the Holy Spirit. I'm going to do some things I don't really feel like doing because I know the way that I feel right now is not right. This is a result of my broken nature. This is a result of a disordered desire that lives in me. This is my flesh trying to have its way with me. And I'm going to put that back in check right now. I'm going to celebrate the thing. I'm going to pray for the person, whatever it may be. Because I know if I let this run rampant in my life, it's going to wreak havoc, and I can't have that. But, I think to the question that you asked earlier, we always have to figure out what's under that sin that we're wrestling with. In this case, we're talking envy. So it's like, what is the root of my envy? Why do I want the thing? Because again, it's to your point, not every desire, it's not wrong to desire marriage. It's not wrong to desire money. It's not wrong to desire stuff. None of those things are inherently bad or sinful. The question is, why do I want those things?
Yeah.
Do I want more money so that I can build my kingdom, or do I want more money so that I can build God's kingdom? Do I want to be married because I just want to be in the relationship and I think somehow that's going to fulfill me? Or do I want to be married because I understand that relationship tells the story of the gospel, and I'd love to be in a relationship that tells the story of the gospel?
Yeah.
Why do I want more stuff? Do I want it just so that I can brag and boast in my stuff? Or so that I can open up my home and host people and house missionaries and all of the things? So you have to examine, why am I after that? And is this selfish ambition or godly ambition? Is this about self-glory or is this about God's glory? And that requires work on your part.
Yeah. I mean, and it's okay that it requires work.
Yeah.
You know, but you can want those things and it still be a good way.
For
right?
sure.
To do
For
that.
sure.
All right. So, I mean, you talked about how you kill envy. You said you kind of do the opposite of that, but specifically in the sermon, you said contentment. Like the way you kill it is to be content. So what does that actually look like? Like how do we actually be content in our world today when we're comparing to everything, right? On social media. I mean, whatever, like we don't get everything we want. How do you guys fight envy by being content?
Yeah. I mean, dude, I'm always going to go preach the gospel to yourself every single day.
Yeah.
And like, from a practical standpoint, I don't know if that's memorize some verses, like get Ephesians 2:1-10 on your mirror and just like let that sit into your heart till the Spirit of God just pierces that into you. I think, man, sometimes even for me, like, we preach the gospel so often, we read books about this stuff, we're seeing God do things. I never want to get familiar with the fact that every time I see a hand raised, someone just went from death to life.
Incredible, isn't it?
It's like childlike. It's like this, and that's not the transaction. There's not a transaction happening here. Someone's just believing that what Jesus did on the cross counted for them and just saying, hey, that's me. I identify with that.
Yep.
But someone's going from death to life. I need to ask the Spirit of God, will you continue to keep me marveling at what you're doing here?
That's right.
Yeah.
And it's the Spirit that's going to make much of Jesus. It's the Spirit that's going to glorify the Son. And so I need the Spirit's help, not just me having like verses in my back pocket. Sometimes I need to kind of like the draw the circle idea.
Yep.
I need to sit in this and
Yep.
believe once again
Yep.
what it means to be a child. And that's why, we talk about this as our staff culture. Preach the gospel to ourselves every single day. We have to be a people that the gospel, this was Paul's godly ambition, was the gospel. It needs to be ours.
Boast in the cross and nothing else, right?
It's all we got.
Yep.
It's all we got.
Yep.
And so, I know that's the churchy answer. It's the only true answer I can give.
Yeah.
Is we have to get to a place where, and then I think when we notice envy, as we become aware of, because envy is so funny. Envy is motivated by lack, and contentment and even gratitude are motivated by love. Envy, you're going to create and experience envy when you begin to say, what am I lacking in my life? I'm comparing. I don't have. But contentment is motivated by, I have everything I need. I have him. Gratitude grows by saying, what more do I need? I have him. He is my treasure. He is my prize. Paul literally said, I press onward to the upward call of Christ. This to see him face to face one day. And so I think there's a side there when you're noticing it. Can you notice the lack, the deficit in your life that you're beginning to compare and compete with, and then redeem it very quickly by saying, hold on. I have Jesus. God has not done a disservice to me. He gave his first and best in the person of Jesus. He's withheld nothing from me. I said this in the message. If God didn't give us anything else, but he gave us Jesus, he's already given us everything.
Yeah.
But the passage I quoted was Romans 8 that said, if he did not spare his own son,
That's right.
will he not also graciously give us all things? That God has been more gracious, more kind than we can imagine. And not only has he given us his first and best in the person of Jesus, he also gives us material things that are temporal to still enjoy. Yeah. Even people who do not know him have breath in their lungs, they have jobs, they have food on the table. We have so many things to be grateful for in our life. But you will never see that if you don't see the love and the kindness and goodness that God has towards you. If you are always being discipled by a deficit of lack, envy is just going to destroy your life.
Yep.
And so I'm trying to redeem it and get the gospel in me to realize, dude, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm secure. I have him.
Yeah. Well, the lie of culture is that contentment happens from the outside in. That if you want to be content, you need more of what you don't have. Biblical contentment is very different. Biblical contentment, the word itself refers to an inward joy and satisfaction that is produced by God and God alone. So it's not outside in, it is inside out. And for God to produce that inner joy and satisfaction in you, it requires you to walk in intimacy with him.
Yeah.
To remember the truth of the gospel, to remember what belongs to you because of what Christ has done for you. You're pressed into the word, you're pressed into prayer, you're part of community, you're showing up to church, you're using these means of grace, all the spiritual disciplines, to walk in great intimacy with God. You're allowing the Spirit of God to move and to work in your life to shape you into who you're meant to be. And as part of that sanctification process, he's infusing joy in you. It's part of his fruit.
Yeah.
Love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, gentleness, faith. He's producing all of this fruit in you that is then satisfying you on a soul level. And then all of a sudden, like, contentment is pouring out of you and it's not dependent upon external things.
Yeah.
So this really is the key. If you want to be content, you have to be in intimate relationship with your Creator.
Yeah. Well, one thing, like I'm thinking about like what does that actually look like in our life, right? Like, because we're saying all these things and we're pastors, so we get it. Like we get fired up to hear it. But the regular person, for me, I'm just like, man, just be reminded of what God has done for you. Like I always think whenever, I mean, even on the podcast, when I preach, even young adults, whatever it is, all I keep saying is like, I can't believe I'm here. You know, I can't believe like that I get to do this. Like that God would use me. And again, my eyes are so fixed on what He's done in my life that I have no room for any, like I'm not looking at anybody else.
Yeah.
I just still can't believe I'm here.
Yeah.
I remember when I preached last, I was just sitting in the back. I was like, God, how'd you get me here? Because it was Him who did it, right? It wasn't me. It wasn't the degrees or the hard work or all those things. And I mean, that's cool that I work hard, but it was Him. And that was keeps me content, man. It's just like, man, God, thank you. Because without you, none of this would happen.
That's right.
Right? And even if it's just professional stuff aside, church stuff aside, beautiful family.
Yeah.
I was walking with my daughter yesterday. I mean, you pulled up, right?
Yeah.
And she was so happy just walk. Like she's, 17 months, me and Kara were walking. And I just kept thinking to myself, man, this is awesome. And all I could do is just thank you, God. Thank you, God. Just hanging out with my wife and my kid. Like there were moments in my life I didn't think I would get here, you know? And because of what God has done, man, just look at all the good stuff, right? And that just be like, that's how you do it every day. Just remind yourself of the good stuff. Because there's so much bad stuff. You know, you got school debt, the bills are going to come, you got this, right?
Yeah.
Or you can just look at, man, like I had a great day with my daughter and my wife today. We went to the park. We went on a walk. I got home early, you know? It's just like, that's the way I would say to make it very simple, practical for somebody. You want to live in contentment, man, just look at the things that God has blessed you. I think about the reel or the TikTok that went viral for you, and you just ask the question, what has God given you? Food, you got food on the table?
Yeah.
Like I even remember the way your cadence about it, because it was so good at that, like asking that question, you know? And I literally ask myself those questions all the time. What has God given you? You know?
Well, bro, what you're talking about, it is the power of gratitude, my man. You know, we can be people who grumble about what we don't have, or we can be those people who are grateful for what we do have.
Yeah.
And it's a matter of perspective. It's like, what are you looking at?
Yeah.
Are you looking at the lack? Well, I don't have as much money as them, and my house isn't as big as theirs, and I don't have the marriage yet that they have. Or are you looking at, dude, look at what God has done for me, and look at how God has blessed me, and look at what He's given me. So it is a perspective issue. And whatever you are looking for, you will find and you will see. So I would say too, it's to your point, Carlos, some people who are listening to this need to get their sights off of what their sights are currently set on, and they need to see something else. You've got to change your view, man. And you got to start looking at all of those blessings that God has bestowed upon you that you didn't earn, that you don't deserve, that are all gifts from His hand, that are all a matter of His grace. And then you need to take time to actually express gratitude. Thank you, God, for this. I know I don't deserve this. I know I did nothing to earn this. God, you gave this to me because you're a good, gracious Father who loves His kids. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. That'll do something to a person internally when you are intentional about seeing what you need to see, and you're intentional about expressing gratitude.
Yeah, let's go. I mean, the next question was about how to practically do that. So you just answered it.
All right. Well, I went first, so y'all can go next.
But I guess before we go, bro, like if somebody, because this is different than what culture's saying. Right? Culture says that, hey, go chase more. And Jesus says, slow down and just be grateful. And so somebody who's trapped in the comparison trap, like what is that one practical thing that you would say? And I'll give you some time. I'll go first. I'd say just to kill it, again, fix your eyes on Jesus. That's a practical thing. And then fixing your eyes on Jesus, man, read His word, spend time in prayer. I cannot tell you, like, man, go to church. Go to a church that's preaching the gospel, and they're going to help you just turn your gaze towards him, right? I love the fact, man, Thursday nights is just killer. If you live around the area and you want to come hang out on Thursday night, when we worship together as a church family, if that doesn't stir your affection, right, for Jesus, I remember it was Matt Carter who said that worship is vertical and horizontal. Like it's for you and God, but it's also for you and other people. That stirs your heart. Whatever you were thinking about when you walked into that room and you hear these voices saying, holy, 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 right? Like, man, it just changes everything.
For sure.
And so I just say, fix your eyes on Jesus and you will get out of that trap because, man, Jesus is going to show you the way out.
That's right. That's right.
What you got?
That's good.
I am going to give one more answer though.
Oh, I love
because
it. Yeah,
I got
we
something
can-
I want to say on the comparison thing. So anyway, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, dude, I think I love the fix your eyes things. 'Cause I even think when I was studying 1 Samuel 18, talks about how Saul eyed David from that day forward, and then he tries to kill him multiple times. Dude, what we're looking at and how we're moving our eyes, bro. When Colossians 3 says, hey, fix your eyes on the things above. Like, that is such a good one. Heard John Tyson say this one time. He talked about, I might be butchering the phrase, but the principle sticks, gratitude, like stacking. He's like, dude, I want to, before I leave my house and go serve my wife and go serve my family and go lead my church, I want to overwhelm myself with how good God has been to me. And so he's like, dude, I will take 10, 15, even 20 minutes, part of my quiet time routine, to get a piece of paper out and I'm just writing down. It could be earthly material things that will not come with me when I die, but God has still been kind to give them. Overwhelm myself that I'm a loved son. Overwhelm myself that, like, dude, I have a wife, I have kids. God has called me to preach his word, be entrusted with those things. I'm just like, so I'm thinking like a real practical thing. I think sometimes we need to just see it.
Yep.
We need good friends to tell us, hey, bro, like, I know life seems hard, but God has still been good to you. And I think for us, a great practice would be, hey, when you're praying, when you're talking to God, when you are being intimate with Jesus, take a second there, whether that's through prayer, that's how you process, whether that's getting a piece of paper because you just need to see how good he's been. And just let your mind, Holy Spirit, bring to me how kind God has been to me. And let your mind roll for 5 minutes, put a timer on for 5 minutes, and just start writing all the things. You'll probably be overwhelmed with the gospel, overwhelmed with your salvation. You know, David said, restore to me the joy of your salvation. Some of us need to pray that. And then just let it roll and you will leave a different person. I mean, there's studies that talk about how practicing gratitude rewires your brain psychologically. But we don't do it primarily for psychological reasons. We do it, bro, because God has been good to us. And it's crazy, going back to that selfish ambition piece. When God gets glory, our lives are no longer disordered, like James says, but they're correctly ordered. And our lives begin to change.
What does old Piper say? God is most glorified in you when you are most satisfied in him.
Yeah, it's good.
And to steal that language from the church father Augustine, it's all about the right ordering of loves. That when God is ultimate in your life, not only is he glorified, but you're satisfied. But he has to be ultimate. When I think about the whole comparison thing, what I'm sitting over here thinking is, if you want to compare yourself to somebody, compare yourself to Jesus. He is the target that we are aiming for. Your buddy who's got a better job than you is not the target. Your girlfriend who's better looking than you ain't the target. The person on social media who's got all the cash and all the stuff is not the target. Jesus is the target. He is who we are aiming for. And I just think about what was true for Jesus. The sinless God-man born to poor teenage parents in a small little rural no-name town. Does anything good ever come out of Nazareth? You know? Grew up as a carpenter's boy, lived most of his life in obscurity, 3 years of ministry. He's on the road, times didn't have anywhere to lay his head. Jesus, even though he was God, did not count equality with God a thing to be grasped, but he emptied himself, humbled himself, became a servant, obedient to the point of death, even death on a cross. A night before the crucifixion is on the floor washing feet. You want to be like somebody? Be like him. Stop being envious of all those people who have all the things that you don't have, and set your sights on Jesus, make him the target of your life, and ask the Spirit of God to make you more like your Savior. That's where contentment is found.
No, I love that. I remember my buddy, he actually taught on comparison, and then we'll close. He said that when you compare yourself to Jesus, the result will always be humility.
That's it.
You know,
that's it.
So, but hey,
love it.
It's good.
Thank you guys for listening. And as you go, we want you to know that we love you. We're here for you, and we'll see you guys next week.
Thank you for listening to this episode of The Pursuit with James Griffin. Be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you'll never miss an episode. If you have questions about the message, the scriptures, or faith in general, you can send them to us by texting the word question to the number 22722. For more information about our church or this podcast, please visit crosspointcity.com or follow us online at Crosspoint City. If you found value in this podcast, we would love it if you took time to like it and share it with a friend. Doing that will help more people know and follow Jesus. And finally, we want to invite you to join us each week for one of our gatherings in person or live on YouTube. We hope to see you soon.